6 things that will happen in WWE in 2017 that shouldn't. Number 6. Bray Wyatt doesn't win the big one. If someone could explain to me why the most captivating character in the entirety of the WWE hasn't held a singles title yet, that would be great. Honestly, Bray Wyatt could have been the one to beat The Undertaker's streak and take over the Darkness cast over TV programming. I would have been fine with that. But no, we give that accolade to an already established superstar like Brock Lesnar, and then Wyatt is kept out of the title hunt for the foreseeable future. Bray has been with the WWE since 2009 and hasn't even had a meaningful feud involving a major title. There's a reason he's the leader of his stable. It's because he's talented. Wrestling ability, sure, but his character and charisma outshine most other people in the locker room. It's a joke that Bray Wyatt hasn't locked horns with AJ Styles for the big one yet. And now that Cena has slithered his way back into the title hunt, we're probably going to see Bray kept in the dark for entirety of 2017. Number 5. Certain pay-per-views will stick around. So as a result of the recent brand split, we now get some pay-per-views which see the entire WWE roster battle it out. And we also see pay-per-views which are specific to either Raw or SmackDown. This means that 2017 will probably see a total of 17 pay-per-views. It's a lot in regards to oversaturation, but knowing WWE, they'll probably go ahead and air all 17 of them, practically drowning the casual WWE viewer in wrestling content. At this point, certain pay-per-views should be just put to sleep for a while. Hell in a Cell and TLC, because of the new era stuff, you know? WWE has to consider its younger viewer base these days. And the events that take place inside Square Circle actually need to cater to the PG audience. This means that pay-per-views that hold some kind of extreme edge to them just aren't welcome to the WWE anymore. The entire purpose of the TLC pay-per-view is to throw back older users into the Attitude Era, but the matches never meet those expectations anyway. It's time to move on, and WWE needs to go full force forward with the new era. The problem is, they won't. Number 4. Asuka stays in NXT. The women's division on WWE's mainstream programming on Raw and SmackDown has improved massively, and it's mainly because of the introduction of the 4 horsewomen: Charlotte, Sasha Banks, Bayley, and Becky Lynch. The 4 were called up from NXT and received the opportunity to show their stuff on the main roster. The only problem with the call-ups is that it left the women's division down in NXT pretty lonely. There's a clear lack of talent of the NXT women's roster, except for one shining star, Asuka. She's not only the best professional wrestler in the division, but probably the best female competitor in the entire world. Even though NXT Creative has made a good effort to build up some other female superstars on the NXT roster, they haven't seen too much success. As a result of this, Asuka has to stay down in NXT to elevate the product and assist in building other characters. It's a shame, but this is just future proofing. Number 3. The United States title sticks around. It's the second oldest title in WWE. Since 1975, the United States Championship has been on the shoulders of plenty of superstars. Currently, it's a secondary title for Monday Night Raw, but to be honest, it's a pointless belt right now. Aside from the typical arc of giving the belt to a European, there's literally nothing that the belt can do for any superstar. The last time it held any real merit was when John Cena elevated it by putting on awesome weekly matches in his US Open Challenge. But since that's gone, so has the belt's prestige. WWE as a promotion will have 13 titles in the very near future. That's a lot of gold, even with the brand split. The Raw brand should just get rid of the US title and focus on the other titles on Team Red. Elevate the Cruiserweight Championship and focus on the Universal, Women's, and Tag Team Gold. This is all wishful thinking. Now that Chris Jericho has a belt, it's unlikely that the belt will be seeing its final days anytime soon. Number 2. Eva Marie wins the Women's Championship. We mentioned that the WWE Women's Division is in fine form and is excelling in some departments. But even with this, there's still some glaring holes in the form of certain superstars who are just taking up spots on the roster, such as Dana Brooke and Alicia Fox. While these spots could be going to more interesting characters, there's no doubt that the worst part of the division right now is the presence of Eva Marie. Yes, she improved ever since she started training with Brian Kendrick and Natalia. Yes, she does get some decent heat from the crowd, but she's still a bad wrestler. In comparison to every other woman on the roster, for some reason, well, her looks, Eva Marie is on the verge of getting pushed despite not excelling on the microphone or in the ring. She's probably going to be pushed to the Thy Kingdom Come all the way to SmackDown Gold. Nobody wants it, but it's sure as hell gonna happen. Think of the heat she'll get when she takes the gold, regardless of who she takes it from. Number 1. John Cena vs. The Undertaker at WrestleMania. Perhaps one of the best careers in the entirety of the WWE existence, one of the most interesting and terrifying characters ever to be seen on the roster, potentially one of the greatest athletes to ever grace a WrestleMania stage. All of these attributes belong to The Undertaker. He will forever be remembered as one of the greatest superstars in the industry, but all good things must come to an end, and The Undertaker's career is coming to its final few days. Taker announced he'd be entering the year's Royal Rumble, but didn't somehow win the match. But since John Cena has the gold, this means that Taker's final match could be in the main event of Mania, on the grandest stage of them all, against John Cena. The problem we have is that nobody wants to see The Undertaker lose his final match in the WWE, and if he went up against John Cena, it would probably be the case. Unfortunately, there are many signs pointing to the climax for the Deadman, and it could end up being more unsettling than the streak being snapped in half.